No, Rod, you can't just film a book. Haven't you seen one of those plays based on a novel? They're all terrible.
You know, you don't seem to like anything. Do you have any joy in life at all?
I don't know. Probably. Look, Rod, you have to change the story a little, and the names of the characters. For God's sake, at least change the title.
Now, just a minute. I have written 7 episodes of television. I don't need to have my writing mocked in this way.
You haven't written anything!
I can take my talents to where they'll be appreciated. Imagine a world where words are taken for their intention rather than their meaning. A world where anger comes from a dark place where the human soul rots to infinity, known as jealousy.
Rod, where are you going? Come back!
A land where the only criticism is that you haven't given enough of the gold-laden ideas that pour like water from your mind. Speaking of water, I'm getting pretty thirsty. I'll just grab a glass of water from the desk and... Where am I? Where is everyone else? Hello? This is perfect. With everyone gone, no one can tell me what a terrible writer I am. I'll just write my first script and... Oh no, my pencil broke. It's not fair. It's not fair. Oh, wait, I have a pen. I'll just finish the script and... Done! Now I'll read it too. Oh no. This is awful. Without anyone to hear my amazing script, there's no one who can tell me what type of genius I am. This is terrible. I'm gonna die all alone. I can barely even remember my friends' names anymore. Was Ralph one of them? Well, I can still remember the movie executive. I can hear him now, yelling at me. Rod! 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 Rod!
Rod! Rod! Get your head out of my couch! Rod!
What? Oh, thank heavens. I thought I was lost in space, and also time.
I don't care, Rod. Please just tell me while you were there you came up with a new, original story.
I sure did. I took someone else's original story and made it new.
Damn it, Rod. Did you at least change the title?
Yes.
To what?
Then no. I have not changed the title.
Why not?
I told you last week. I lost my dartboard.
Oh my God. Fine. Look, here's the dictionary. Pick 4 words and we'll call it that.
Okay. Time.
What?
Enough.
Oh, come on.
At.
That's really in there?
Last.
No!
So the episode is called Time Enough at Last.
Ah!
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast to, why not, once again, cause more destruction defeating our enemies than they would have caused in the first place, and then doesn't understand why everyone asks the question, why would you make this? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Perfect. One take.
Yeah, dude, nailed it.
I am Jimmy Time. I am Time Commander on most social media. I'm joined by Huge. How are you?
You know, I'm hanging in there, my friend.
You're doing okay-ish.
I'm getting there.
All right.
You can find me on Twitter and other things. Twitter at Atomic Huge. That's huge spelled E-U-G.
Right. We're also joined by J Delta. Wagwan!
Wagwan. And I guess you can go on Twitter and find me at the J Delta, where I'm complaining that fucking Netflix dropped like $1 billion to get Friends for another year. Why?
It's the most popular show probably of all time. Makes sense.
Yeah, but it's trash.
How dare you?
It is white trash.
It is extremely white.
I do keep seeing a lot of like high school kids watching it on the subway.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, awful.
it's very, I guess, cross generational. Like it's
Sure.
No, It's bad.
Well, what's strange is a lot of it has references to things that in no way hold up now. Like, there are references like, I barely know some of these obscure, like, early 90s references
Yeah.
that are going on to things that aren't around anymore, places. You know how, like, Seinfeld would have a couple of those where it's like, they're talking about Nobody Beats the Wiz, and it's like, yeah, the Wiz.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the Wiz was just in, like, New York and New Jersey and
Yeah.
for, like, 20 years, and that's it.
Yeah. And they're not even making a direct reference. It's a parody of the
Yeah,
reference.
so it's like, you get this, right? It's like, no.
No.
I mean, I did, but...
But, I got a high IQ, so I'm a... All right, so we watched Time Enough at Last,
Hell yeah, we
the
did.
8th episode of the first season of The Twilight Zone, which aired November 20th, 1959, wherein put-on bookworm Henry Bemis,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
that's his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lives to read and rejoice, perhaps prematurely, when a nuclear attack leaves him the sole survivor in a sea of books. None of that is right. Almost none of that is right.
What, you don't remember when he gets in the boat and like sails through the sea of books and he lands on the deserted island and it's just him and the bookie ball?
And the coconut books?
Yeah.
You're describing the Page Master.
Oh.
Remember he had the volleyball made of books?
That happened.
Yeah.
That part happened.
And then at the end, he opens the FedEx package and it was a book the whole time.
It was his head's wife.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife's head.
Oh, yeah.
That book about Gwyneth Paltrow?
His wife was made of books.
Yeah.
Yes. That obviously explains why this was lost in translation. All right, so the French called it question de temps, which is apparently a matter of time.
I want you pronouncing all French things from now on.
We also have... Oh, that was it. Sorry, that was it. That's it. Just the French, of course.
It's always the
It's
French.
always just the French. And then we went over to Bad Translator. Number one shock jock in the land. What's gonna... Welcome back to the show, folks. We want to let you know once again we still have tickets to the Smash Mouth Offspring East Coast Tour. Tickets go to the 2000th caller who can correctly answer the trivia question: how many members have there been of the band Sha-Na-Na? Once again, that number is 1-800-AOOGA. So they called it Time Enough Finally, Time Enough in the Past, or Time Enough in the End. And then finally we have The Time is Therefore Okay in the End.
I like that one.
Yeah, that Linkin Park song. Yeah.
In the end, the time is therefore okay.
The writing is pretty equal.
Yeah.
That was like the week they hired a Swedish writer. They're like, dude, it's not... You gotta learn our language fully.
Bjorn doesn't need to do anything that you want him to do.
No?
No, he's there for Bjorn.
Bjorn, what was it? Chesterfield? What was his last name?
Don't mock the dead.
Yeah, so that was it. Now let's go on to... Oh, no. the Truth Hour.
Oh, yeah.
With that theme song that's climbing the charts.
What is it? How's it go again?
Truth man, does whatever a truth can.
Spin
Can
the
he
truth.
swing from the truth? No, he can't.
Splat.
Because it's the truth.
That's a fact.
He's dead.
The truth is intangible. That won us awards.
Yeah.
That did.
And
Yeah.
a copyright strike.
Yeah, that too.
No, because it was legally distinct. Also parody.
It's got that little ting.
Yeah.
It's got that little truth.
Yeah, it had the little
Dun,
dun-na-na.
Yeah.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun-na. Dun-na. Truth. Yeah, there's a subtle difference there.
It's in the Truth Hour. This is legit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm not disputing the factuality of all of it. It's all truthful. I understand that.
What the fuck are we talking about
I'm just
here?
confused about
Why
how
are
it
you-
went down.
He said it. It's the truth.
All right. Don't easy. Come on. So we have 2 days before the airing of this episode, which was November 20th, 1959. That's 2 days earlier, which would be the 18th. The film Ben-Hur was released, which would go on to be one of the greatest films and plays and other such things.
The play, yes.
Yeah,
The famous
yeah.
play. You remember when they did the chariot race in the play, and it was like the first time that, oh my god, they're interacting with the crowd. Look,
Yeah.
that guy just got trampled by a chariot. That's
It's
great.
amazing.
I got whipped.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The day before, November 19th, the Rocky and Bullwinkle show aired for the first time.
That's so positive about that.
Hey!
I hated the Rocky and Bullwinkle show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought it was good. But, like, from the get-go, was Boris and Natasha, those were the bad guys?
I believe so.
Because we're pretty early on in the Cold War. Like, they just straight up, like, nah, make sure you put some anti-Soviet propaganda in your children's cartoon.
That shit was going on for a while.
Is this like one of those cases of The Sound of Music from last week? where the Rocky and Bullwinkle gave us Russian villains, and then the Russians were like, what the fuck? Oh, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you.
You would think, but no, Russians have always been bad.
All right, well, I tried. Turns out it's just them.
So you think we're a bunch of no-goodniks. Okay, we'll do this then.
I mean, you say that, but you just beat me up and mugged me, so yeah.
Also, you did steroids while you were beating me.
And you won't take off that tracksuit.
I admit, you did kind of look good at it.
Yeah,
It's pretty sweet.
I don't think I could pull it off.
No,
but man,
no.
on you. Whew.
You guys are just watching clips from Rocky IV, and that's all that's going on here.
It's great, because Russian culture hasn't changed one bit since the release of Rocky IV. That's the moment that they were like, you know what? That's it. That's what we are.
Remember that time when Boris and Natasha just dropped a fucking anvil or something on Bullwinkle and was like, if he dies, he dies. It was a two-parter, I think.
Oh, so it's our fault. They're evil because we haven't made another movie about them yet, where they're the good guys.
The redemption arc just wasn't finished.
That's our bad. So we're sorry you're evil. All right, so before we close out the truth hour, where everything we say is the truth.
Yeah.
Let's get to the real hard-hitting truth.
The truth of my birthday ninja.
Woo!
All right, you need to know that this time you were a male in your last earthly incarnation, and you were born somewhere in the territory of the U.S. or the Southwest U.S. of A. Approximately in 1775. So you weren't American. You were just born in the Southwest U.S. area.
No, you were Native American and...
Or Mexican, or...
Oh, yeah, that's true. It was probably like Mexican territory.
I don't know that history. Maybe the Mexicans stole from the Indians. I don't really know.
Well, yes. Yeah, they definitely... It was the Native American... Like, they were here, and then, like, in comes the Spanish conquistadors. And,
All right, so it's all their fault.
And,
So the Native Americans should leave us alone.
based on my understanding of the Disney
Wait,
movie El Dorado...
Wait, what did you say? The Americans should leave us alone?
Native Americans should leave us alone.
Oh, okay, I heard that differently.
Oh.
I heard as though you're a conquistador, and these goddamn Americans need to get off your lawn.
That's pretty much what happened, though.
Yeah,
they showed
that
up and
is.
like, God, what are these people doing on my property that I just declared is mine?
Yeah. Basically, everybody's a scumbag. Forever.
Yeah, people are bad.
So yeah, you were also a leader, major, or captain in your past life. Although, once again, you were somehow both, timid and a quiet, restrained person, and...
I'm seeing a pattern
You,
here.
yeah, I know.
I don't want to question the veracity of my birthday.ninja.
I mean, that's what I thought, so I also thought maybe I should let you know what your love match is going to be.
Oh.
And that if you were born November 20th, 1959, you are most compatible with a person born January 27th, 1938.
Ooh, going for the older women.
That's right, and you are least compatible with a person born February 13th, 1964.
Not into
Well,
the
yeah,
youngins.
because they'd be 5. Wait, no.
No, well,
They'd be 5 years older
than you.
5 years
yeah,
older.
it's okay.
I know, it's a truth hour. Yeah.
Oh.
Time is relative here.
Yeah, God damn it.
Oh, man, the truth. It's killing me.
It hurts, doesn't it?
It's killing me.
It's making my nose bleed.
All right, so enough of the truth hour.
There's only so much truth.
So yeah, you can only handle so much.
Yeah.
Before we say something else, all of a sudden we gotta rewrite history books
Yeah.
and
Find us on Twitter if you want any more truth.
now we gotta post truth on Twitter.
No, you said it. We were still in it.
That's it. We gotta do it now. Let's move on to the best hour.
Our favorite.
The Troy McClure hour. Oh, hello, I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such stories we can all learn a lesson from as don't count your chickens before they hatch because one of them is Hitler. Or do as you're told, not as I do. Now watch this drive. Today, we're here to talk about a functional society. All right, so director John Bram is famous for movies from before the Twilight Zone, so despite TV being a new and exciting field, I'm still going to say he was in a decline. Burgess Meredith plays Henry Bemis. He's famous for playing Mickey in the 1976 Rocky films.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, remember the one where he died? That was a good one.
Was that 4?
No,
was
that
3.
was 3.
Oh, so we watched the one without him.
Yeah. The one without him is when that's what inspired Russian culture.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now we know why they needed Burgess Meredith,
that's it. Without a father figure. I thought we were a pushover.
a great grandfather figure.
Well, your family's your family.
Although this isn't the truth hour, so really his not being there was meaningless.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all speculation.
Who could tell?
He might not have been real.
If only there were 60 minutes where
He was a ghost.
Rocky had a lot of brain damage.
Like, even before he started boxing.
yeah. He also played the Penguin in the 1966 The Batman television series and the movie. He was also the voice of Don's dad in the first movie we reviewed, the 1988 Hot to Trot.
Really?
Yeah, apparently in one of the flashbacks.
Wow.
He was uncredited, yeah. He died in 1997. Vaughn Taylor plays Mr. Cardsvale? Whatever. He was in the 1960 Psycho, the 1958 Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and the 1976 The Gumball Rally, which has way more sex and violence in it than that title would suggest.
Sounds kind of sexy.
Yeah, it's like oh, what if they fucked in Cannonball Run?
I've always wanted to do the Gumball Rally, even though every time I see a celebrity doing it, they get in a horrible accident.
So, the Gumball Rally is some weird sex thing?
False, because we're no longer in the truth hour. It's
It's a perfectly normal sex thing.
it's like they go. It's like, oh, we're starting in France, and here's all these exotic cars that shouldn't be on the road. We're gonna get in them, and we're going to race and take like Death Race 3000 or all these like 70s race movies where it's just like, all right, we're just racing in all these crazy cars,
And you got
like wacky racers.
Yeah.
And so it's like, do whatever you want, break the law, who cares? First one to get to this country, which is like 3,000 miles away, wins. It's usually like a ton of like fucking super rich people, and they like spend tons of money.
Sure.
It's good times. Oh, and all the orgies. Yeah.
Like Cannonball Run,
Yeah.
which is what I said.
Is there a monkey that drives any of the cars? Because Tony Danza drove with a monkey in Cannonball Run 2, I think.
Oh, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, no, I saw that one. Yeah.
I'm so glad it's not the truth hour.
That's why you wouldn't want to besmirch the legacy of Tony Danza or the Chimp.
I mean, he's still alive.
The Chimp?
Yeah.
He would roll over in his grave.
The Chimp?
Tony Danza.
Oh.
Well,
Even though he's alive.
No,
I know.
the Chimp's alive. Tony Danza's
Tony Danza's
dead.
long dead.
In the Chimp's grave.
That was the twist.
Yeah.
Everyone thought the Chimp died, but really, it was like Tom Sawyer, where he's like up above looking at everyone and buried Tony Danza.
Oh, I thought the twist that Tony Danza was actually a chimp. Because that would make sense.
There could be more than one twist.
That was also in Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
There's 2 twists. One's that he's a chimp. The 2 is he faked his death. And he's watching the funeral from the air duct above going, that's not how I would have done my funeral. Also, that's how the monkey talks.
Yeah.
The monkey's name is also Tony.
Lord, no, should have kissed my grits.
The third twist is that Tony Danza and the Chimp, they were twins the whole time. Long lost twin brothers.
Yeah. Okay. Did I mention that Vaughn Taylor died in 1983? Because he did. Okay. Jacqueline DeWitt plays Helen Bemis. She's famous for stuff from the 40s and the 50s. She died in 98. You can see the full cast and crew at IMDb.com.
Decades of meaningless
Yeah.
existence.
Ugh, she worked for over 60 years. Yawn, she's dead.
Like, I've never heard of it. Whatever, let's move on. Let's start the film. Even though it's an episode, not really film.
Yeah.
I've gotten that from you before. They're like, he keeps saying it's a film. It's a TV show. I was like, just let it happen.
Yeah, but it was shot on film.
Yeah. So we open on a bank. Henry Bemis is counting money incorrectly as his mind is preoccupied on the book he's reading. He tries to talk to the customer about it, but she has no interest in any of that and storms off. Mr. Cardsvale wants to see Henry in his office.
The guy is such a piece of trash that he can't even count the money, read the book.
Yo, I'm gonna stop both of you right here. We've been gearing up for this episode for a while because I know you cannot stand this episode.
No, I don't like it.
I love this episode so much.
Okay.
I love it. I don't care what any of y'all say. My man, Bergie McMeredith was fantastic. here.
Don't call him
fantastic. He's dead. He can't argue. But no, I loved him. I thought it was awesome in this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really my argument. His acting is not my argument.
Yeah.
It's everything else. Everything else.
It's everything, including his acting.
Yeah, maybe some of that too. A little bit of that. All right, we got the narration, which is Witness Henry Bemis, a charter member in the Fraternity of Dreamers, a bookish little man whose passion is the printed page, but who is conspired against by a bank president and a wife, and a world full of tongue cluckers.
Clickers.
That's not what that says. That says cluckers. And a world full of tongue clickers and the unrelenting hands of the clock. That's a lot of things.
Yeah, oh my god.
But in just a moment, Henry Bemis will enter a world without bank presidents or wives or clocks or anything else. He'll have a world all to himself without anyone at all. Dude, spoilers. Yeah, the world is apparently stacked up against him really high, although it doesn't...
No, okay.
It's not, though. Like, it's...
All right. Look, you can't make him... Oh, man, this poor guy is picked on by everyone. The bank president and his wife, when the guy's literally not even doing his job right.
Like,
the man just wants to read.
Yeah, you got a break for that motherfucker? Like, go read on your break.
He does, and they give him shit over it.
Yeah,
The
because...
man gives him shit. Sorry, continue.
Put down that picket sign.
Scab.
What? Not every picket line is that type of picket line. Stop performing tests on animals. Scab! Scab! Yeah, so, like, yeah. It, like, already I'm like, I don't know what... Because, like you said, Henry Bemis is not paying attention to the job he's supposed to be doing.
No.
He, like, honestly, it seems like he screws up his job, counting the money, and then she walks away and he's like, oh, well, break time, whatever. Like, it just seems arbitrary. Like, he chooses his break time, even though he shouldn't be.
I would like to have him at my bank.
Yeah. I love when I get shortchanged in my bank.
Yeah.
When the institution that already mismanages all my money then just takes more of it. I love that. It's
Sir,
great.
you gave me back too little change, but you know what? I got time. Tell me again about Dumbledore and the Blood Oath. I'd be pretty psyched.
You should just put your money in a mattress. Don't go to banks.
Not underneath it, just inside of it.
Inside it, yeah.
Just cut it.
Oh, is that... Wait, have people been putting money under their mattresses all these years?
You're definitely supposed to put it in the mattress.
Yeah, I thought it
In
was
the mattress?
inside the mattress.
I thought you put it underneath the mattress.
No.
Well, then you just lifted the mattress and there it is.
Well, okay. Either way, it's a horrible place to put your money. But yeah, you put it underneath the mattress in a bag with the $sign on it.
Oh, well, it's got to be clearly labeled.
Yeah.
Not just having loose money around, like... I'm not an animal.
You gotta write not over the $sign, though. That way, if Robert is like, oh, ooh, I thought I got lucky there.
No,
for
you're
a
right.
second.
Please don't take.
Please don't take. Right. The honest Robert will go, all right, well, he did say please.
Oh, they got me again.
The polite Robert.
Oh. It, like... it doesn't matter how angry the president is, because then he takes the least direct route to his office. Did you guys notice this? Like, under the narration, they walk to his office, and they come, like, out from behind the desk, out into, like, the open area, back behind the desk. They walk around behind, and they come back out from behind the desk area, and, like, they zigzag purely for the monologue.
Did you see, I don't know if you noticed it, when they did, like, for some reason, they do this giant zoom in on just the word president, showing that they're going into his office.
Yeah.
That had to have been, at the time, the most expensive shot in the history of filmmaking. Like, can you imagine, like, what was it, like 59, right? It's like, oh my God, a camera that gets closer, but you don't move?
Well, yeah, I mean, I believe that 100%, because also in the same year, they were like, what do you mean cameras work on mirrors?
Horse apples, I say.
Horse, apples, and bananas!
You're busting my apple bags again, ain't you?
So we are in the office. The bank president, Mr. Cardsville, tells Henry he doesn't function within the organization. He's a reader, and it's gross. Like, he doesn't say those words, but the way he describes it, he's like, ugh. You read? Stop it, or you're going to be jobless and homeless. Now get back to your cage. Literally what he says. Get back to your cage.
But his wife doesn't let him read at home.
Good.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
good.
Keep a home problems home. This is work.
He actually says, like, and I respect your wife for that.
Yeah.
So get back, yeah. And may I remind you that the last time you were reading, there was an incident where some lady thought you were a pervert.
Because this guy is so obsessed with reading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a lot of problems with this guy.
Yeah.
One of the biggest is that he's not, like, reading to know the story. He just wants to read. He just wants to look at words and read the words.
That is true,
like,
yeah.
He doesn't give a shit ooh, campaign buttons. Oh, yeah. Look at those fucking campaign buttons. What does that say?
Oh, is that a pronoun?
Oh, fuck, that's a pronoun. Like, there's points where he, like, walks by and just looks at a piece of paper. He's like, oh, shit, there are words on that? I can read.
But, like, I understand, like, yes, that's a crazy thing. But also part of you has to be like, well, look at the thickness of his glasses. They said that he didn't, like, his parents had to, like, give those to him or whatever.
They said that.
Did they? Maybe I don't remember. Maybe I added that in there. He was a poor orphan boy.
All the lore to this character.
Yeah, he had to sell his socks to buy those glasses.
But, like, he's like,
35
his glasses are so thick, he's probably just like, oh, I might, like, but while I can, because I can't see shit with them or without them, like, no sympathy for the blind.
No. Imagine going through life where you're like, ooh, look, a book. I'll read the first 3 sentences of chapter 4 with no context to anything else and then go about my day never knowing anything else about that book.
So you're convinced that he is completely turned on just by words?
I don't know if it's a sexual thing. I just think he's an insane person.
No, it is now. It's a sexual
It's a
thing.
sexual
Yeah,
thing.
it's a sexual thing.
All right.
Oh, passive voice.
Yeah, he keeps reading condiment bottles and stuff, and
Condiment bottles, magazines, like,
just
anything.
Yeah, like, he's got a problem. He does have a problem.
Yeah.
I will admit, he does have a problem. So, at home, the wife does exactly as he describes, which is snatches the newspaper out of his hand as he's reading it. She says, go change, we're playing cards with the Phillips tonight. He gets a book out from under the couch, which is apparently a thing people do. They hide things in couches.
Yeah, when they're addicts and they're hiding their addiction from their spouse.
He puts on his coat and goes to leave, but his wife is waiting for him on the other side of the door, which I don't know, like, how their house is set up. I don't know where he was going. I don't think that was outside. Like, he was just, I'm gonna go hide in the bathroom now. Like,
I'm gonna go read these letters and jerk off.
we'll read this poetry and
Yeah.
jerk off. But she's waiting for him. She, like, instantly opens his jacket and takes the book out. She's like, where'd you get this? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, holy shit, it really is an addiction.
Yeah.
Do they have 12 steps for reading?
I don't know.
I don't know. How do we get people to stop reading?
Maybe it's like 7 steps or something.
That's too many steps.
That's too many.
Oh, wait. but then do you have to give them a pamphlet of the 7 steps?
Oh, boy.
Shit. Because then they could just, oh, this is bad. What, you gotta give them just a book on tape?
Yeah, you know, if it is a pamphlet, it's probably only like 2 steps, because you figure if there's more steps, they're like, oh, look at all this I can do while I was reading.
Well, no, so the key is you give them a pamphlet, but it's just pictures. No
Oh.
words.
Wait, so if this was done today, he's doing audiobooks then, right? He's absolutely just like constantly on audiobooks.
I guess, yeah. Motherfucker's just addicted to audiobooks, and like he's always like, oh, the wife's gone. Like,
Well, if it's today, why don't we go full today, and he's just watching mimes on video? Like, for the audience, I'm doing mime activity right now. You can't see it. I'm like in a box, and I'm jogging.
It's the best mime I've ever seen.
I approve it. Prove
I've
it's
had
not.
better.
Well, you've got problems, you know.
I thought you were going to say something like, well, everyone knows you've had so many mimes in your life.
Yeah, well, yeah, you married Marceau, so.
It's true.
Yeah, so the wife takes the book out. She's like, what's this? He's like, I don't know. What are you talking about? It's nothing. It's yours. It's not mine. I'm holding it.
Frank gave it to me.
Right, yeah, whatever. And she's like, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and read from the book for me. He's like, what?
Holy shit.
Yes!
Yeah.
And he opens the book, and every page is scratched out into just illegibility. You can't even pretend to make out words.
Okay, so when I rewatched this, I've seen this episode 1,000 times. I forgot she marked up the pages.
Yo.
No, done. We're done here. I'm all in on this guy. Fuck this hoe.
Really?
Oh my god, that's
Dude,
horrible.
I mean,
so
bring on the
spiteful.
nukes. Kill this bitch.
It's scummy, but like, what if it was alcohol and like the motherfucker pulled
then
out the
you
liquor
flush
bottle?
the stash. You
No,
don't like
pull out the
keep
liquor
it there.
bottle, and then she's like, "Fine, honey, let's have a drink," and then she like replace it with water or maybe bleach and just kill him. I don't know.
And that is the morally superior alternative to the situation we just described. Killing him with bleach.
Well, no, I'm not saying probably the water is the better.
That's you still tricking him. The name of this trope is called Kick the Dog. Like, also, yeah, tricking your husband is apparently a trope. That's what the website said. So yeah, she's like, "Yep, I did it, and it was great." And he's like, "What the fuck? Why?" And she's like, "'Cause you suck." And she rips up the book. And he's like, "Why did you do that?" She's like, "I married a fool, that's why," and runs away.
Remember back in the 50s where like you got into a marriage and then immediately realized it was a mistake and you're like, yeah, but we got married, so we're just stuck with each other forever.
Yeah, we have to be like just this side of violently cruel to each other. Like, really borderline.
Yeah. I mean, as long as we don't hit each other in public, it's fine.
Yo, I was sitting there going, yo, that's not a grounds for divorce. Just smack her. There's no judge in the world going, well, I mean, that's not a part of marriage.
In the 50s.
Yeah, no.
It's like, Your Honor, she wrote on my book. Well, did you hit her?
Like, was it closed-fisted? Well, try that. Go home and try that. Get a pan. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Case dismissed.
Man, that confused judge.
He's a very confused judge. Confused judge. He doesn't know what he's doing.
His gavel is a pan.
And his name is Gavin. Sounds like gavel.
Confused judge. He's gonna sentence a horse to prison. He's gonna sentence your daughter to the army. Confused judge. He's eating his gavel for lunch.
Oh, he got the gavel and the pan mixed up.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
confused judge.
Oh. So the next day, Henry goes on a break, and he sneaks down to the vault to read, which is exactly the thing the president demanded that he stop doing.
I mean, it's probably not him reading on the break that's the problem. It's him hanging out in the vault where all the money is.
That's
the
probably much more the issue, yeah.
issue. Like, there's a break room, dude. Like, just hang out there.
Well, I mean, on top of that, like, his break is not everyone's break. Like, customers could still walk into the vault and be like, I want to check my, my safety deposit box. And they walk in, and there's an employee just lounging around in the vault, like...
Yeah, I don't want nobody reading around my money.
No, that's gross.
I don't want no one reading around my money.
I mean, First they're reading, then they're taking their shoes off. I don't want no feet money.
Human feet money is
No,
disgusting.
that's gross. That's horrifying. We know where the real money is.
I'm not saying it.
Because we know. We all
we
know.
know.
We all know. So he reads a book, and then he's done, or he's like, I'll just switch. Like, I don't know. It seemed like he read like 5 pages in the book and went, what a book.
Yeah.
which cements Delta's theory of it. He doesn't like stories. He just words. He just gets his fill of words and go, I'll switch to a larger print now. And
Yeah, he switches to the newspaper, which I will say this. That newspaper is there just for what happens like in 10 seconds.
yeah.
It's only there for that one. It's like, oh, look at this giant headline. Interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. Oh.
Scientists say H-bomb causes total destruction.
Well, that'll never happen in a million.
Okay, can we ask, when the bomb goes off,
Yeah.
why does the watch explode?
I don't. The whole thing, the bomb goes off,
Uh-huh.
and he's in a vault, and like the vault door well, actually, it doesn't slam shut first. First, the other stuff happens, and then it slams shut. First, the book opens, but the book doesn't fly open, like it doesn't get blown open. It opens like a specific page, as if there was a Bible passage we should read or something, and like that was the omen. And then the watch cracks, and then the door like slams shut, and everything shakes, and there's a H-bomb explosion presumably, and everything
so
explodes.
It was done as though, like, the strong gust of wind from the bomb, except he's
I didn't see it like that. I thought that was Serling's like literal like artistic choice to be like, yes, this is gonna be like an act of God, and it was super super like heavy-handed where it's like the book comes open and now there's time for the book. Like that was literally it. It was like now there's time for the book because time has stopped and this book is open. Like he was
then
like,
the
I
watch
wonder.
breaks.
Yeah.
And then there's not time, but there's still a book. Also, he's surrounded by money, and time equals money. So
Maybe like the breaking glass was also a foreshadowing omen of the watch and the glass. Oh, genius.
yeah, that's what we call it.
Give this man his Emmy.
Henry exits the vault to destruction. He wanders around and finds more of the same. He finds a hand sticking out of the rubble, holding a voice recorder playing the president's voice, which like
Presumably, the hands is the president.
yeah. Outside the bank, more destruction. We get the narration. Seconds, minutes, hours. They crawl by on hands and knees for Henry Bemis, who looks for a spark in the ashes of a dead world. A telephone connected to nothingness. A neighborhood bar, a movie, a baseball diamond, a hardware store, the mailbox of what was once his house and is now rubble. They lie at his feet as battered monuments to what was and is no more. Henry shouts, Helen? Helen, where are you? Mr. Henry Bemis is on an 8-hour tour of a graveyard.
An 8-hour tour.
No.
Oh, no?
No.
I love that in the 50s, there were two complete opposite schools of thought about nuclear war. Either A, it was like, the bomb will cause utter and total destruction where civilization is gone.
It melts.
Yeah, it's just gone. There's no surviving, just the blast happens and everything's done. Or, like, well, just you duck under your desk and, like, Mr. Radiation will come, and as long as you close the windows and shoo him away, he'll go to the neighbor's house instead.
That's literally exactly like when I was rewatching it, the notes I took was like how naive everyone was. Where it was like, oh, this giant explosion happens. There couldn't possibly be any like radiation or anything that would keep anybody from like as soon as they go out of that vault dying within seconds. It's like no, the explosion happened. Everything's fine now.
Yeah, it was an amazing naivete to their ideology towards the future. Even in the older episodes where it's like, well, we took all our prisoners and we put them on colonies on asteroids. Wow, really? And then what else happened? Well, they have to travel without talking to their family for 8 months at a time because we still haven't figured out wireless communication at all in any way. No, landline is it. That's all we have. Like,
You know how expensive it is to keep that cable attached to the rocket when it travels 9 million miles to that asteroid?
Yeah, it's always funny to me how they like. I don't. Maybe we're naive in that way.
Oh,
but
we definitely 200 years in the future. They're like, what?
Well, 200 is like, what is like 50? What are you talking about?
10 years in the future.
Yeah, like it was just like they got walkie-talkies the next month. Like,
Well, I'm pretty sure they had walkie-talkies in like World War II and shit.
couldn't even expand on the technology they had. They couldn't even brainstorm.
Yeah, it's like, well, the walkie-talkie can reach a mile now. You think it could ever reach, I don't know, 2 miles? No, don't be ridiculous. You're a madman.
Go stand in the corner.
Go stand in the corner. Now let me write my story about a rocket ship that travels 9 million miles to deliver food to a solitary prisoner.
Oh man.
Back to the robots.
Yeah. I believe in robots that look perfectly human and have emotions. But radio? What?
The thing we already have.
Yeah.
Yo, all right, so
Like, Hiroshima and Nagasaki happened. We know how nuclear bombs work. God damn. Yo. Holy shit. Rod, did you do any research?
Well, he told you his dartboard was lost.
Yeah. Holy shit. Fucking guy literally just picked up a newspaper that said H-bomb causes total destruction. Total destruction. Oh my god. This is perfect for the story I have.
but not total
Well,
destruction.
I mean, obviously, they're not literal. Like, you could probably survive if you were somewhere like, I don't know, a bank vault.
Yeah. And then that bank vault would survive. And also this stuff immediately outside the bank vault. But everything immediately outside the bank vault just got dust.
God.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like just barren wasteland for miles. Flat.
Well, not completely flat, because, like, I don't know, there'd still be, like, the bottom half of the library and, like, the sports shop would still be there.
That's
and,
true.
like, the revolver would be
That,
okay.
yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. The buildings would be gone completely,
Yeah.
but the display cases within would still have the glass intact. or the open air shelves that still have food stacked on them,
Yeah.
and they're not irradiated. You can
Yeah.
eat them fine. Like,
Where are all the people in their bodies? Oh, they got blown hundreds of miles away. They're gone.
completely vaporized.
What about this package of crackers that weighs 6 ounces? Well, listen.
You know, good old American ingenuity and manufacturing. So, I don't know if you noticed this, but while he was like walking around the neighborhood looking for stuff, there's a crater. Like they hit his town with the H-bomb.
Yeah, it
like,
was
they
dead center.
Yeah. All right, so whatever. Elsewhere in the land, Henry has found, as we've said, enough food to last him forever. He's also managed to find a pretty much intact couch to sleep on.
Yep.
Like, honestly, what happened to it happened before the bombs. The people did that to that couch. The bombs did nothing. So, he's got the couch. He finds a pack of cigarettes. He goes, lays down on the couch, falls asleep while smoking one, wondering, oh, what I'm going to do with the rest of my time in the future. Like, what am I going to do?
Falls asleep, couch lights on fire.
Rest of the movie's a death hallucination. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He survived the whole apocalypse. And he dies because he fell asleep with a lit cigarette.
God, that's a twist.
That's the twist. Oh, okay. What? Cigarettes are evil. So later, Henry wakes up and he suddenly realizes there's an untouched car about 5 yards from where he was sleeping. And, like, not even behind him, in the direction he was sleeping. It doesn't start, and he gets happy and then sad. He's like, "Oh, car!" And then, "Oh, it won't start. Oh, geez, I'm alone. I'm totally fine, even though I'm alone. Because even though I'm like things are still better than they would have been if I'm so alone. Why am I alone? Ah!
Yeah, he loses it.
Freaks out for no reason. Well, because he's alone. Because he's alone, obviously. No, I caught that part of the story. But yeah, this is like it's weird to me because they don't really portray Henry as a guy who, like, he's not like he doesn't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
It seems like he does kind of want to talk to people. It's just about books.
Yeah.
And they portray him as like, yeah, you want to be alone all the time and read? Well, how do you like being alone now, you jerk? Like, that's not what he wanted. That wasn't his problem. Like,
Yeah, usually when these stories, they do something where it's like, well, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. He didn't even wish for it.
no,
No,
He didn't
I
even
didn't
wish
wish
for
for
it.
this. Someone just threw this already wished on monkey paw at me.
He got yelled at work. He gets yelled at home. He gets yelled at constantly, and then the apocalypse
like
happens.
it would have made sense if he was like, I wish people would just leave me alone so I could read. But he never says that.
No.
It's on
He
the
just-
Blu-ray.
He just always yeah.
Yeah.
It was the deleted scene
Totally,
for this
yeah.
22-minute episode.
Yeah. It was some of the extra filler that,
Right, because they always delete about like 30 minutes of filler. There's always 8 narrations in every episode.
I believe it.
So eventually he runs into, as we said, what used to be a display inside of a sports store that has a gun inside the display. And he goes to commit suicide.
Immediately.
Yeah, because of how lonely he is. Also bored.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just so lonely. There's no one. If only there was something to do. Well, I'll kill myself.
I don't know. Have you tried looking outside your town? No.
But yeah. I walked around to the movies and the baseball diamond and
Yeah.
my house. That's everywhere.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all the places.
I slept on a couch. What else am I supposed to do?
Was it my couch? Was it your couch? I don't even know. I'm like an animal. I can't take it anymore. So he goes to put the gun to his head, and he's like, "Well, I'll probably be forgiven for this. I'll still get into heaven."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's-
Okay, all right. That's your big worry now. Great. And as he goes to do it, he notices, public library. Oh, awesome. Runs over there. He searches all the books. Oh, there's books by Dickens and Shaw and Shelley and Shaw and Shelley. He says those authors' names like 4 times. I'm like, how many authors are there? in
Those are the
50s?
only 2
That's
authors
it,
he
huh?
knows.
Like,
In the 50s, yeah. We don't really have too much knowledge of literature.
so he's got all the books he wants, and he takes them and he stacks them up by month and month for year and year. How he's gonna read them and I'll read that and then I'll read that and then I'll read it'll be great. And he sits down, he goes to read, and he notices a clock. And this is another one of those things. I was like, this had nothing. Like, you ham-fisted this in there so hard.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh, a clock, and now there's time enough at last.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. And then the episode just closes.
Yeah.
Right?
And Rod Stewart sticks his head to the like tent. He goes, bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks.
Rod Stewart.
Oh, sorry, Rod Stewart.
It's not the first time.
Oh, that's all, folks.
That's Jamie.
Who is this man I'm thinking of? Who are these people? Who are these people in my head? What did I say? Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart.
Oh, he's a singer, right?
Yeah.
He looks like an old white lady
Yeah.
with a broom on her head. Yeah.
You were going full Goldblum with this chaos theory. Rod Serling, Rod Stewart, James Stewart,
James Lipton.
Lipton tea.
Ah.
I'm thirsty.
I'm so thirsty. Thirsty for the truth. There's time enough at last. And then his glasses fall off his face and shatter. It's not fair. There was time. That was time. Narration kicks in. The best laid plans of mice and men and Henry Bemis. The small man in the glasses who wanted nothing but time. Henry Bemis now just a part of a smashed landscape. Just a piece of the rubble. Just a fragment of what man has deemed to himself. Henry Bemis in the Twilight Zone.
All right, so I got 3 things for you guys.
Yeah.
Number 1, unsolvable mysteries. Maybe you can't answer this question, but I'm curious. We see, presumably, his boss dead near the vault, right?
Yeah.
His hand, anyway, is trapped underneath the rubble. You think this is the first time we ever actually see a dead body on television?
Ooh. No, because Westerns and World War II movies and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
again, movies aren't really being shown on TV back then. They're just movies, and if you don't see them, you don't see them. Right? There's not even too many shows, not even too many channels, and TV's been going on for what, like 10 years?
Yeah, but there were shows like Combat on.
But would they show like an actual dead body, or they just cut away?
I mean, you saw the guy get shot and go, ah, and then fall over.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah,
Like-
those terrible westerns. Yeah, I guess that's
like,
true.
The guy gets shot
Yeah.
and then they fall over and they're dead. Oh, look, it's a dead body.
I just felt like when I saw that, I was like, wow, I'm surprised. I'm
Yeah.
surprised you'd see that in.
Don't let the children see. They'll become murderers.
And then they did.
That's fact.
Question: if this was you in this situation, what would be the first thing you read?
I don't know.
How to farm?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I'd
a
probably
book
be
on
concerned
farming,
about...
probably, yeah.
I don't think I'd be concerned about, books. I'd be concerned about surviving.
I had if you were in this case, like obsessed with books, like what's the first thing you'd read? Mine would be like How to Survive an Apocalypse.
Oh, all right. So we read survival books and we're fucking crazy. No.
Lastly, there's always a moral to these stories. What is Rod Serling trying to say? What's the moral of the story?
Get contacts.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because they're heavily, like, it seemed to be implied that there was, again, an anti-technology feeling. Some people thought that on the internet to this episode of anti-technology. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, don't rely on books or don't rely on glasses?
Don't rely on that damn technology books.
Yeah, like the printing press is the devil of a man.
Gutenberg!
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really show any actual technology or anything. Yeah, so.
Yeah, like, every time I read something about this episode, I was like, where? What part?
The glasses. I guess, like, yo, Russ.
You're blind now, just deal with it.
Fuck people with glasses. Look.
I agree with that, but in a different way. Oh, yeah. So, this is usually when we talk about the tropes, so we'll talk about that. Like we said, we had things like accidental pervert and innocently insensitive, which is kind of what he was. He just wanted to talk about books.
Yeah.
He was a jerk. We overused. Well, not we overused. We already have the overused trope of title drop, which again, time enough at last. And again, we've mentioned the artistic license trope where they just go, yeah, there's no radiation after this one.
Yeah, there's no such thing
Oh,
as
yeah.
fallout.
There's a nuclear blast. The force went through the wall. Yeah, it's fine, yeah. What else we have? One of my personal favorites is Jerkass Has a Point, which is the guy who's a dick is technically right. Yeah. Which is his boss is a dick. But he's like, yeah, fucking do your job at your job.
Then read.
It's like, come on. I'm paying you. And like more akin to Delta, which is some people thought that Henry is an anti-hero because of what a jerk he is, because he doesn't pay attention to anybody or his job and stuff like that. And
yeah, there's no reason to root for him.
yeah. Although the problem I had with that is they also add into and how he neglects his wife, and I'm like, fuck you. What?
Yeah, no,
I don't think he
that
neglects
is
his
a
wife at
toxic
all.
relationship.
Yeah.
There is no good person in that relationship.
Oh no.
That is a relationship that shouldn't exist. I don't know. Maybe it's not a shotgun wedding because no one was pregnant.
Despite how his, I guess, addiction, he is still nice to her. He's like, oh, what is it, honey? Oh, what'd you need? Blah, blah, blah. Like, he's not at any way a dick to her or, like, in any, at all.
No, yeah, I guess not. I was going to say he is a little bit condescending based on the words she uses, because she was like, well, no husband of mine is going to be reading. He's like, no husband of yours. How many have you got? Which is like, you're fucking, all right, you're a tool.
Why don't you just go get old somewhere and train a dumb boxer?
All right, I will, and I'll do it so well.
Yeah.
I'll make movies about it.
Hope Mr. T kills you.
Not like in a film or anything.
Just in
I hope
Yeah.
Mr. T goes on a bender.
Fucking just mashes your face with a book, dummy.
What else we have? Glasses.
Yeah, stop accusing Mr. T of being an alcoholic. I just want to get that point across.
That's not what I'm saying, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, you can have a bender without being on alcohol.
Yeah.
I just didn't like your tone.
Maybe he's going on a Mr. T cereal bender. You don't know. It could be anything.
He's got that sugar rush.
Pity the fool who don't eat my cereal. So yeah, I mean, why would you make this? Well, I mean, 100%. This was taken from a short story. It's not an original story by him.
Oh, really? Because it says written by Rod Serling.
Yeah, well, he added a lot of garbage to it, but, like, in the short story starts from the vault. Like, the vault, he's, like, coming out of the vault, like, what is all this? Hello? Is anyone there? No.
And Serling's like, let me add this rich backstory.
Yeah. Like, they mention the boss in it. He's like, oh, his time was devoted to him. And they mention the wife. And she was like, she'd snatch the paper from him and stuff like that. But, like, it's, like...
Was there a lawsuit?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that happened back then. But, yeah, I also read that it was made into a play at one point. And in the play, they added a female friend at work for Henry.
After the apocalypse? Like an Adam and
Yeah, after
the
the apocalypse, he still had to go to work, and he made a friend there, yeah.
Yeah, like, his friend from work also survived.
No. Just while he was being attacked at work, I guess there was occasionally some female friend who was like, I like books too.
Your thing made so much more sense than ours. We jumped to he's alone and somehow befriends in the apocalypse some random mutant creature. You're like, no, 2 people survive. We're like, oh.
What? How are 2 people gonna say? Did you read the paper? Total destruction.
I mean, 1, that's a miracle. 2, no, not happening. No.
What? Did you just tell me God doesn't exist?
Jesus doesn't have a brother or a sister. It's just him. 1 miracle.
Wait,
1 savior.
There can only be one. What about his second coming? Yeah, it's him. Coming back. Still 1.
Him. Jesus is the Highlander. Oh, so, what else do we have? Oh, let's just go to the next episode. Join us for the next episode. So, yeah. Next week, we enlist the considerable literary talents of Charles Beaumont and invite you to join us in a strange and shocking dream. Our story is called Perchance to Dream and stars Richard Conte. I hope you'll be able to join us next... I hope you'll be able to join next week's excursion into the Twilight Zone. Thank you and good night. So that didn't really tell us anything about the episode. Oh, so on one hand, it didn't tell us anything. On another hand, it totally spoiled the whole show for us. Like, wow! So from Netflix, they said it was a man with a bad heart fears a recurring nightmare will kill him. When his dream and reality become indistinguishable, his fate appears sealed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. My guess was that his constant worrying was exactly what killed him. And it was going to be the same thing he's done before from episode 2 and 5, which is where, like, was this guy going to die to begin with? Or was it the illness that pushed him towards his death? And I don't know. Oh, blah, blah.
Yo, you've only got another 100 episodes to go.
Yeah, where he
I
just
can't
steals
wait.
from himself over and over again.
Was there anybody say, Rod, we did this yesterday? Like, literally yesterday we filmed this.
Well,
Well, now that my mind is degenerated, I'll just eat some jelly beans and think of the good old days.
Sure.
I really hope you stick it out to season 5.
Season 5!
Yeah,
Oh,
it goes
boy.
to... There's some good ones. There's the Shatner ones in season 5. So I want to get to that one.
I feel like season 2 is where, like...
Season 2 is where it actually is,
Yeah.
like, the music and everything and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And season 2 where, like, there's, like, a bunch of episodes where they lose the budget. And, like, those are good episodes.
Yeah, because then you got to focus on the writing.
Yeah.
All right, so VictoryProWrestling.com.
Yeah, Victory Pro Wrestling returns live to Center East, Long Island, New York, January 19th. That's right. You can go to VictoryProWrestling.com to check it out. King of New York Tournament 2019. You might see me, J Delta, become the first 3-time King of New York.
Yeah, there you go. Sweet. Huge, do you have anything you want to
Yeah, you can
tell the folks?
you can follow you can find the band Living Color, who did that amazing song Cult of Personality. You can find them at Twitter at Living Color. And
I like their TV show.
Nope.
The reason I bring that up is because earlier today, I was with my mom for her birthday. We had lunch. And
Aw.
I came into her living room to find her blasting Cult of Personality and headbanging to it and knowing all of the words to the song. So after tweeting this out, Living Color liked it and retweeted it, as well as members of the band. And as we speak, my phone keeps going off. I don't know. I stopped counting at 50 people. Like, it was like hundreds of views.
Wow.
Yeah, so check out Living Color.
So your mom's fucking living color now, huh? The whole band.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
It's a hell of a birthday present.
Yo, edit that out. No.
He can't now.
No. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.
After
I'm
we
gone.
ended it, and
I'm
I
leaving.
would have.
Goodbye. I'm going now.
Please go to www.ymt.com for all things Why Would You Make This, including ways to download or listen to this episode for free. If you do not like using iTunes or Google Play, you can also find us by searching for Why Would You Make This on YouTube, where you can find videos that we have put up, as well as clips from the show and other things where we insist on reinstating the monarchy. Our intro was Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris. And for Huge and J Delta, I'm Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.